to the center of everywhere. Welcome to Boats Beneath the Surface.
Oh, our tattoo artist is back. Hello.
So we're going to be like filming a little podcast the whole time. If you feel free to eat some tuna, I'll save you some on this plate. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
There's some there too. If you want to give him that. I wasn't sure if there was going to be any.
Yeah, help yourself. There's some more. Okay, should we get...
We're just going to get right into it, buddy.
Let's get right into it. All right. Welcome to another episode of Beneath the Surface, a Boat Boards podcast. We are here with... Where are you? You're distracting me with your flashes. I know, but okay. We're here with Sean and Noah. Please introduce yourselves, Sean and Noah.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm the owner of Hascup Hunts International in Costa Rica, and this is my brother Noah.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Hascup, Sean's brother, both from Florida, and we're both here in Costa Rica working together now.
And I'm Sean Murphy.
Hi, Sean
We're on
Murphy.
Boat Boards. Thanks, Sky. Thanks for the intro. And we're sitting here in Jaco, Costa Rica, and we just got off a 2-day epic trip with these two guys, and I got to tell you, probably my favorite trip in my life. It was insane.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I'll let Sky talk a little bit about the details, because it was, I think she got another world record, and then she killed some tuna and some this and some that. It was just insanity. So here you go.
Okay. Well, no, I want to just first go into this and say, you know, when we found out we were going to Costa Rica for a multiple shoot for boat boards, I've always wanted to come to Costa Rica, and we've talked a lot over the
For
years
years, yeah.
about doing this trip, the spearfishing trip. So I was like, even if we're not shooting for boat, I'm going to come spearfishing with Sean. And this is the first time we've actually met in person, but
Yeah.
I mean, you like just watching, you crush it over here.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. And I
mean,
feel like we've connected through a lot of mutual friends, but never had the chance to really do this. So it's kind of cool that it all came to a fruition while you guys were here working as well. So I think it's really cool.
So how long have you been spearfishing like in Costa Rica, like
Since
leading charters?
the middle of 2013, 2014. And since then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think that's around when I started spearfishing. So, and then, yeah, I had a lot of friends come down here and spearfish with you, and it was just epic. So, anyways, something I've always wanted to do. So, we, booked the charter. First day, Sean messaged me on Instagram. We're going for Cubera, snapper, and wahoo. And I was like, oh, my God. So wahoo's like my white whale, my fish that just... everybody's.
For everyone.
Yeah, for everybody. Ghost of the sea, and then Cubera snapper. I've never shot a Cubera snapper. They're elusive and tough fish, and
they're just
usually
good at
pretty deep.
Directing away from you.
Yes,
whenever
they're
you
really
get close to them.
smart. Yeah. So, I feel like we should start out the day with how you guys launch your boat. Like kind of set the scene, because that's something that I feel like is really special and different from any other spearfishing charter I've ever done. So,
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Here comes some sushi.
For me too, is to keep it, really authentic. And these guys, my captain and these other boats that do what we do, there's like a dying breed sort of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of got that risk factor to it where the boat could kind of roll over in any moment, and that a lot of guys have a lot of fear of doing that just because of the consequences of what can happen. That's why you really have to have a captain that you trust, and Alejandro, I've been working with him since I came down here on different boats and throughout different avenues. So he's somebody that I trust, and somebody who I saw doing it before I even was working with him on a daily basis. Like today, after going out there with us, he is going out again tonight in his Panga, carrying his 70 horsepower on his shoulder and throwing it in the back of his boat and going to catch snapper to sell. because
Wow.
that's just what he does. Like at night, that's what he does. Like he's like, for me, I have to scroll on Instagram for a little bit to finally get to rest. He has to go catch a couple like pargo on a hand line in his little panga, you know, with his
insane.
uncle and his brother, and it's like super cool. Cool.
And we literally launched this panga on the beach through surf, like that people actually
We're surfing next to us.
Surfing next to us. It's slightly terrifying, but you could tell really quickly that like these guys know what they're doing. So we ride out, and I'm nervous, pretty nervous, and jump in the water, and immediately we jump in, and I mean, Sean, you want to describe what we see?
We jump in, and there's like 10 million jacks circling. I've never seen a wahoo under the water. We saw, I mean, there were many wahoo. It seemed like they were just coming in and out of our sight, and you guys were throwing flashers, which I've never seen, didn't even know what that was. That was super interesting. And, you know, you missed a couple wahoo, but nailed right away, Colorado snapper, a world record, we think.
Yeah, here we call it a guacamayo.
Guacamayo.
But technically, in the world of records, I believe that is what it's labeled as, Colorado snapper.
Big Cubera, you know, just insane viz, just amazing. Probably one of my best experiences ever. And you're saying it's like comes off a pinnacle, so it's like a pinnacle that's like 300.
Yeah, it's a sea mount out there. So basically, you know, what's so special about this area is that it's not only is it a sea mount where basically you have to go over 200 plus feet of water to get to a spot that's in 120 feet of water. So it's pretty much a sea mount with pinnacles on top of it. So it just creates this like insane amount of biodiversity and biodensity there that I've never seen anywhere else in the world. I mean, in amazing places like the Bahamas and along oil rigs and places where people say they've seen the most biomass, I still feel like in terms of like shootable biomass, I still haven't really seen anything like that place, and it's still very hard to explain to people. When I say you're going to potentially see schools of 1,000 plus Cubera snapper, people think that I am like off my rocker and that's not actually a thing.
And we saw it. It looked like a giant red carpet.
I mean,
out of my mind. Yeah,
you could walk on them.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was insane.
So it really is just an insane spot, and to have that, you know, I know what I'm doing, but that spot also helps make me look good too. You know, those spots like that are what we need. You know, as guides.
Yeah, and it was like a half a day. Sky was done. She's like, okay, I'm done. You know, it wasn't like 12 hours to get our fish.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is it's hard to get your heart rate down when you're seeing 1,000 of the fish of your dreams. When you first start spearfishing, like for me at least, when I first started spearfishing, like you have those top fish that you want as a Spiro or a Spira, and it's like Cubera snapper's definitely in that list. You know, you got the tunas, and then you've got Cubera, and you got wahoo, and everything else kind of just filters in later on. But those are the ones that you see in the magazines, on the covers, the ones that all the articles are written about, the ones that everybody talks about. Everybody loves tuna. Everybody loves wahoo. Everybody knows what it is. In this restaurant, you say tuna, they're like, oh yeah, but if I were to say African pompano, we know it's great sashimi. We don't know what it is. So to have all these like highly sought after fish in one area, you know, the top 5 in my opinion, to be able to get all of them here, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, totally. And let me just point out, we're sitting here, and here in Costa Rica, they know a tattoo artist is tattooing us at a table in a sushi restaurant, very busy sushi restaurant. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, and this is Joaquin. This is Joaquin. Yeah.
And so, Sky, you want to talk about day 2? Today was for me a very emotional roller coaster of a day. I came home, I was whooped just from the fear of you not catching or spearing anything, the chase, elusive. It was just like they're always the tuna were just out of reach. The spinner dolphins, the energy
dodging sport fishing boats,
big sport fishing boats. I mean, it was nuts. Here, I'll hand it over to you.
Well, Sean, I think you just described spearfishing in a nutshell. So yeah, I mean that's it, right? I mean,
the end.
That's it. That's spearfishing. No, I mean that's we were debating on what to do for day 2, and tuna, like hunting tuna for spearfishing, is one of my favorite things to do. It's just high energy.
And it's always a gamble.
Yeah,
so that helps
it
put like that
is.
little bit of fire behind you. Like, we may not see shit today.
Yeah,
we may
exactly.
not see anything.
Exactly.
So I think that adds a big
And
factor.
I mean, I've shot tuna out of Venice, Louisiana, bluefin out of San Diego, but this was a completely different experience. I mean, we're looking for the school of spinner dolphin, which, I mean, seen, one or two here and there, but I mean, hundreds of thousands of spinner dolphins jumping out of the water, chasing bait, birds diving. Like, the water was boiling. It was insane. And then you're diving in behind these dolphins, which you're like, oh, that's really pretty, and then like trying to
block
focus,
them out.
yeah,
the squeaking and the cuteness.
yeah, like trying to dive in and like get your composure, and then I mean, here comes this wall of yellowfin tuna, like, and then trying to pick one. I think just like, zeroing in. So ended up getting 2 tuna in the boat today, which was really rad. Like,
And today was not an easy day. Like, there are some days where we get them and we find the schools and we're by ourselves and we don't have other agitated boats around, and we don't have like, also this intensity to try and get footage and provide, as well for your guys' brand. And so I think it's really cool that in that kind of super high stress, super hard tuna day, where like we would turn on the tunas or the dolphins and they would just go crack mode and bust to the left at 100 miles an hour, all at the surface, barely getting below. And then I think that that was a really tough day. And like for any diver, no matter if you're a 130-foot free dive hunter, it doesn't matter. Like I said, in this, it's just you got to be able to like find your chi in like 1 second and send it and be able to close a gap, and just like it takes a lot. And I have a lot of respect for you today because it was tough. Like,
thanks. Yeah,
it was super tough.
I was trying to find my zen, just quiet. It's hard fishing, spearfishing with these two. I mean, there's no quiet moment.
I could see you getting in the zone back there,
Sean
though.
was really quiet today. I think he was shook from the full experience. But I mean, I don't know.
That happens.
We've had there's a lot of pressure, I think, on me because, we're trying to get content. And I'm by myself, which usually I'm always spearfishing with my husband,
Right.
Kyle. He's like my dive buddy for life or whatever. But so just like constantly making those dives.
He's gonna be like, "What's that or whatever part right there?" Or whatever. I don't know what that was about.
Or
Kyle.
whatever.
I don't know.
He's a little.
You're definitely
shout
coming
out.
next trip.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or whatever. We'll see if he listens to this. But no, it's really rad. I mean, to me, it's the most selective and sustainable form of fishing, and to be able to go out and do that and then come and eat it like right after is like really cool. I mean, it's been a really epic
And it goes back
trip.
full circle. Like, the thing is we're in the mix with $1 million boats out there too, right? But we're literally, what we do is it doesn't matter how you get there, because you're getting into damn water. Like, you could be in $1 million yacht or a $10,000 Panga, and either way, if you're in the tuna, you're in a tuna. You know what I mean? So I think that's, to me, is why it's that much more powerful when you're doing it that way, because it's like you really connect with like the ocean. These fish have seen it, these Pangas forever, and they just don't react the same as those big diesel engines booming through and the schools all dip out and stuff. I think there's like something to that, and it's kind of being lost a little bit in the spearfishing world, where everybody's just trying to have 6 outboards and get there and hammer, and in reality it's like, the old bull and the young bull kind of, and you don't need to rush greatness. It comes with time and patience and perseverance, which you showed a lot of today. All of you guys, it was really cool to see Sean giddy and excited in a different sense than something he's used to. You know what I mean? You've encountered a lot of cool people and experiences in your life, and it's cool to find something that gets you fired up, man, because like that might not be that easy, right? So like I think that's really cool. So I'm stoked on that too. Like, you guys were all so much fun, and yeah, and I think Noah was a really big help. He's been
shout out to
down
Noah.
here now for about 6 or 7 months maybe now, and he came with me last year a bunch, and he's basically going to come in and be a part of the team with me now. So I'm really excited to have him here as well, and he was there in the water with Sky a lot too. So he may have seen things that I didn't even see too, that he may want to touch on that he noticed or whatever.
Or whatever.
Sure. So today I noticed that Sky was an awesome diver, and she was also able to keep her composure in the water. And in an environment like that, it's ridiculously hard. I mean, you're jumping in and out of the boat every 15 seconds. Maybe you're
It's
in the water.
gnarly.
It feels like you're in the water for
could show you
the Yeah.
bruises on her knees.
Oh my God, yeah. Can we
Yeah.
get a bruise shot?
flipping over the side.
It's not a glamorous sport. Can
No.
we say that? There's a lot of people out there that make it look like it's this, you know, it's just not. It's not rod and reel fishing. I feel like
No.
it's gnarly.
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely on the bloody side of things when you're doing spearfishing here. The blood, sweat, and spears side of things. But yeah, I think that's what makes it so beautiful is the fact that you're so willing to be in this raw environment and take it in as it will be, and you know that before you were there it was that way, and hopefully when you're done being there it'll still be that way forever. And so that's why I think spearfishing itself is super balanced, is because you can keep an environment the same way it was before you got there.
Yeah.
You're just another predator in the water. You take what you're going to eat and then you move on. Like, this table is insane right now, and it's, you know, something that we just went out and grabbed today out of the water. So I think it's awesome today. I think today she saw some incredible fish and saw some of the life that we
killer.
have here, and it's insane to see somebody else see it for the first time or be in this environment for the first time, because it gets you re-excited. Yeah.
And, you know, his first months of guiding to
Yeah.
be able to
Yeah.
do it in a place like this.
Yeah, no, to be
You're a
guiding
little
here
spoiled,
and learning
I'm
is
not gonna
for
lie.
sure
Yeah.
spoiled. And I won't ever try and
Yeah.
squander it. Yeah, he's holding it down.
Yeah, that was good, Sky. You did good on this podcast and today in spearfishing. Thank you guys so much.
I don't think we
What?
touched on the world record thing. Were we going to, or are we like
We're just glossing over that.
we're just glossing over the potentialities? Yeah, I mean, I can. I can
there was
say
2
it.
world records. She beat her own world record
Right.
in the same day.
That was the first. I mean, I think what I remember at least was because I didn't get to dive much because my ear's messed up currently. But I was in for the first couple drifts, and I think the first drift we saw tons of cubera, like so many that she couldn't get her heart rate down, and it was like, I mean, literally a kid in a candy store scenario. They weren't that deep, but mentally, you know, there was so much going on. So then I think we had to reset and get in the zone, and that's when she dove down. She learned to get real slow, and I think that's when, you know, her technique closed the gap on those fish, and then that's when she shot the first one, which was a world record. and then, you know, once she got her chill with that, went down, got a cubera snapper, which is her first, and I think you already touched on that, and then went and shot another even bigger Guacamole, Colorado snapper, which is definitely going to be a tough one to beat, I think. So I think that's really cool, and I don't think we should just breeze over that because that's pretty awesome. I'm not really a big guy that like promotes himself as like a spearfishing guide, but in terms of I think what you're doing for the female side of spearfishing, I think it's like pivotal. I mean, you're giving so much confidence to girls that are up and coming in this sport, and like I told you before, honestly, girls listen better to like a guide. Like when I'm giving advice, it's like they just understand that I'm not like, it's not an ego thing. I know that you're a killer hunter, but it's sometimes people don't grasp it like that, and that's why I think it's really beautiful to see that like your confidence in the water is on par with anyone that I've ever been with, and in chaotic shit like that, you know what I mean, you were able to keep it together and shoot world records and shoot tunas and chaos, and yeah, I think it all really like came, you know, together, and I think it was really, I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Even though this is my first time diving with
Yes.
you, I see it definitely being more, and then hanging out with all you guys, it's really, really fun, and
Yeah, thanks
appreciate
again,
it.
man. It was such a great time. And now we're going to close on that note because we got a big plate of sushi, a tattoo artist that's chomping at the bit to start tattooing us in a restaurant. I'm curious to see how that's going to end with the...
we'll let you know. we got the it's su casa anoche provecho.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of Beneath the Surface, and we'll catch you on the next one.
You
Thanks,
put a vida, guys.
Bye.
Take it easy.